Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, a man is dead after being shot overnight in Durham. What police are telling us about the investigation so far.
And we have rain in our forecast this morning. Some scattered showers moving into the Triangle area right now. I'll show you how it may affect your morning commute.
And we also have the WRAL storm tracker on the move right now for a look at how the scattered showers will affect your commute. This is what it looks like right now. This is in Raleigh near NC State's Centennial campus as we start our tour of Wake County.
If you requested an absentee ballot, it is going out in the mail today. What state elections leaders are saying about the process with the election exactly 6 weeks from today. We are certainly in the election homestretch, and that also means after 6 weeks, we will not be seeing any political ads. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. We're getting there. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for hanging in there with us to get our Tuesday started here at 6 a.m. Elizabeth Gardner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. And looking at some of these radar pictures there, it's filling in just a little bit.
It is. It looks a little bit more active than it did just 30 minutes or so ago. We have some thunder and lightning there in the northern part of Orange County right now, and showers that spread all the way down toward Fayetteville. Let's zoom in here on southwestern Wake County. A heavy shower coming down from Holly Springs to Apex, and that's going to affect you if you're traveling down US 1. Also some showers around the airport, around Morrisville, and again up around Hillsborough. We're seeing some of that scattered rain as well. We'll head north here. Little thunder and lightning from Hillsborough northward through northern Orange County. We'll also head down to the south. Some scattered showers around Hope Mills and all the way through a good bit of Harnett County as well. So pretty active out there for us this morning. We do have the potential for more rain on and off all day. There's lunchtime, there's the afternoon, mostly from the Triangle area northward, especially later on this afternoon. That's where we'll have the bulk of the rain. So our rain chances today going to be anywhere from 60 this morning to around 40 midday and back to 50 as we get into the evening commute. It is wet now in Apex. Just starting to see the rain coming down there. 73 is our current temperature, and our dew point's up there at 69. We'll see highs at around 79 this afternoon. Potential tropical cyclone 9, winds at 35 miles per hour. That storm likely to become Category 3 before it makes landfall on Thursday night here along the Gulf Coast of Florida. That's 2 p.m. on Thursday with the winds at 115. Its current path gives us a bit more rain than what we were looking at yesterday. I'll show you what our impacts here could be coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, at 6:02, we have the opportunity to combine our live traffic sensors this morning with a dual Doppler 5000 so you can see where the heaviest rain is falling right now. We do have the storm tracker on the move. Let's check in with WRAL's Kelsey Coffey. Kelsey, you're on I-40 westbound. Set the scene for us right now.
Ken, right now we aren't seeing any active rain, but we are on our way to the southwestern part of Wake County out over in Holly Springs and Apex, where we're seeing more of that rain. But if we give you a live look now at the road here, you may be able to see just a couple of raindrops here that are still left on our windshield from earlier this morning, where we were seeing a little bit more rain. And it looks like as I'm talking now, we're seeing a few raindrops coming down. So just be mindful of some potential ponding that you may see if you're in an area where there's more rain that's happening. So, Ken, what else can you tell folks ahead of their morning commute?
Yeah, right now we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown happening between Wake Forest Road and Six Forks Road right there in the northern loop of the bell down those westbound lanes. So keep that in mind as you're about to head out. You're probably looking at a 3 to 5 minute delay in that particular area. Let's head outside and give you a live look at US 1 and Cary Parkway this morning. Traffic is beginning to pick up, and of course, we'll be here to let you know how it's going to affect your morning commute.
Ken, thanks. Breaking news, a man is dead after an overnight shooting in Durham. It happened near the intersection of Holloway Street and North Hyde Park Avenue. Nick Perlin is live from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker outside the Durham Police Department. And Nick, officers are working to make an arrest.
And Renee, they've been working to try to do that for roughly 7 hours here after the shooting that happened at 11:30 last night. I want to get you to some video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. This is where the crime scene happened. This is on Holloway Street and North Hyde Park Avenue. Now you can see here there's crime scene markers here and on the road, as well as investigators shining flashlights on some of the buildings nearby. This is what we know so far. We do know that a man was shot at around 11:30 11:30 last night and was taken to the hospital. But shortly after that, we're told that's where he died. Right now, Durham police are still working to find out who fired those gunshots. We're also trying to find out the victim of the person who was killed early this morning. We'll stay on top of this one, and we'll update you with any new information we find out. Live in Durham, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
More breaking news are following. Western Boulevard reopened about 1 o'clock this morning after a single car crash that left 3 people seriously hurt, including kids ages 10 and under. This happened just after 9 o'clock last night near the entrance to Dix Park. Police say 6 people, including 5 young kids, were in that car when it crossed the median and hit that tree. You can see how badly the car is damaged in the video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. Police are working to figure out if speed or alcohol were factors in this. A Johnston County deputy and another person are hurt after a crash during a chase. Authorities say the deputy crashed with a pickup truck at the intersection of Brightleaf Boulevard and Ava Gardner Avenue in Smithfield. This was about 8:30 last night. Both the deputy and the driver of the pickup are expected to be okay. The pickup truck was not the vehicle the deputy was chasing. That driver was able to get away. We're also working to learn why the deputy started the chase.
The general election is 6 weeks from today, and if you requested an absentee ballot, it's about to be mailed. Elections officials will start sending more than 166,000 ballots today. WRAL's Laura Levine is live outside the State Board of Elections. And Laura, the first votes have already been cast.
Renee, good morning. We have exactly 42 days until Election Day, and starting this morning, actually, is when we're going to see the county boards of election begin placing those tens of thousands of absentee ballots in the mail over the course of the next couple of days. So let's take a look at how many voters we're talking about. So far, county boards have received more than 207,600 absentee ballot requests for this election. Now, this includes more than 19,000 requests from military and overseas voters. 102 ballots have been returned by military and overseas voters whose ballots were sent to them on Friday. The state elections director says election officials have been working around the clock because of that court order delay in voting in the case connected to RFK getting off the ballot.
We see election officials show that commitment no matter the circumstances. We had to put forth that extra effort in 2020 to see that all voters were able to cast their ballots through a pandemic. And, this time around, it was a delay in voting, but we're going to make sure that everyone is able to cast their ballot.
She also emphasized the importance for people who are voting by mail to know that the law has changed since 2020. So those ballots have to be delivered back to the state by Election Day. The deadline to request an absentee ballot is Tuesday, October 29th. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Today, Wake County school leaders will take a look at hundreds of millions of dollars in maintenance work that has fallen behind. The school board's facilities committee meets today to discuss nearly $800 million in deferred maintenance. That includes HVAC, roofing, and other work. Leaders will look at a list of schools where maintenance upgrades are needed most. The facilities committee meets at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
The Republican candidate for governor, Mark Robinson, is coming under even more scrutiny as Robinson says he plans to, quote, go after CNN. CNN recently published a report linking Robinson to an account that posted lewd and offensive comments on a pornography website. That includes one in which the user calls himself a black Nazi. The report led to pressure for Robinson to drop out of the race and later to the resignations of several of his campaign leaders. Robinson says he will not drop out. Former President Donald Trump has in the past shown support for Robinson, but he did not mention Robinson during a rally in Wilmington on Saturday. Former North Carolina Republican Governor Pat McCrory is now questioning the party's vetting process in selecting Robinson.
It's happened to both parties where if you don't do the right vetting, it will bite you at the end of a campaign when these things are released. And believe me, this was most likely released in a scheduled timing manner.
The Republican Governors Association says it has no further ads for Robinson planned in the state. Robinson has no upcoming public events listed on his campaign website.
Both presidential campaigns have planned for stops in North Carolina tomorrow. The former president, Donald Trump, is expected to speak at a campaign event in Mint Hill. That's just east of Charlotte. Second gentleman Doug Emhoff plans to attend a campaign event in Wilmington the same day. WRAL will cover all the campaign visits now through Election Day. Today, a ribbon cutting will mark the ceremonial opening of the first phase of the Complete 540 project. The North Carolina Turnpike Authority will host the ceremony at 10 o'clock this morning. The road will officially open to drivers tomorrow morning at 6. The extension of the NC 540 toll road will connect the NC 55 bypass in Apex to the interchange of I-40 and NC 42 in Garner.
The next opponent for the Carolina Panthers will be coming into the game winless on the season. The Cincinnati Bengals fell to 0-3 with a home loss last night to the Washington Commanders, 38-33. The Bengals will be at Bank of America Stadium to play the Panthers, who have one win so far, on Sunday afternoon.
Beware the wounded Bengal there. Buffalo Bills fans have a lot to be happy about this morning. Their team dominated the Jacksonville Jaguars last night. Bills cruised to a 47-10 win, and they remain undefeated in the early going this season, 3-0. A career milestone, though, for Damar Hamlin to ring that Bills win. He intercepted Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence in the second quarter. That is the first interception of Hamlin's career. Coming on Monday Night Football, no bigger stage. The game where he also suffered cardiac arrest in Cincinnati 2 seasons ago, that was also a Monday Night Football game.
It is 6:10. Police in Alabama are still searching for the people responsible for a mass shooting that killed 4. The reward authorities are offering for the capture of the shooters.
As post-tropical cyclone number 9 is set to affect parts of Mexico and the surrounding area, we are getting you live images of what's happening in the Cayman Islands because of this system.
And this morning, we're dealing with scattered rain. Some of that heavy at times, some thunder and lightning. I'll show you what to expect as you're headed out the door.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14. It is going to be a messy commute for a lot of folks out there, especially around the Triangle area. We're seeing rain stretching from Fayetteville all the way up almost to Virginia right now. And some of the heaviest is in the northern part of Orange County right now. We also have some heavy showers here in southwest Wake County, moving through Holly Springs and Apex. It's getting ready to move on into Raleigh, and we're just starting to see some thunder and lightning show up with that. So messy conditions out there if you're about to head out the door. 60% chance this morning, a 40 to 50% chance this afternoon. So we're going to be dealing with this on and off all day. Heading out the door, mid-60s to low 70s are the temperatures that you're going to run into. And some folks are going to be wet, headed to school and work this morning. And even during the afternoon, there's a chance. With cloud cover all day, our temperatures will be in the upper 70s. Coming up, we're going to take a look at how much rain we could see on Friday with our tropical system.
All right, happening now in the WO Traffic Center. Take a live look now at I-40 and Airport Boulevard. You can see that the tide's kicking up the rain showers this morning. Just be careful out there. And this is what it looks like on our traffic map. You can see the dual Doppler 5000 along with our live traffic sensors this morning. You can see where the heaviest rain is falling. We also have the storm tracker out on the roadway this morning. Kelsey Coffey just getting on the belt line this morning. The windshield wipers are intermittently going this morning. Just watch for some ponding on the road as you're about to head out. Of course, Jeff, we'll have another update on how this will all affect your morning commute in about 10 minutes.
I know you remember this terrible crash, Ken. A Durham man will spend 6 years in prison after pleading guilty to crashing into a Lyft rideshare vehicle, killing a Duke University employee who was riding inside. 26-year-old Daniel Watt was killed on the Durham freeway, August of 2021. Gregory Coley pleaded guilty Monday to felony death by motor vehicle. Police say he was driving drunk and going 143 miles per hour when his car hit that lift that Watt was riding in.
Authorities in Birmingham, Alabama are pleading for people to come forward with information about a mass shooting. A $100,000 reward is now being offered for information leading to the arrest of the people responsible. 4 people were killed. More than a dozen others were injured Saturday night when a group of gunmen opened fire in a busy entertainment district. Investigators say it was likely a targeted hit.
Your time is 6:16 here in the WRAL Live Center, getting you a look at some live images from the Cayman Islands. I can step off frame so I can show you a little bit clearer here, but this is one of the resorts that are being affected by a potential tropical cyclone number 9. Got ahead of myself earlier saying post there, potential. I want to make sure I use that word. And I want to show you another image here from the same resort, different angle of it. You'll notice the wind just blowing the rain across the screen there, and just one thing I was talking with meteorologist Chris Michaels about is that around 5 o'clock this morning, the center of the storm was about 120 miles away from the Cayman Islands. So you can see all of that still happening that far away is significant. Lastly, I'll leave you with this, just a couple of still images from another part of the Cayman Islands here. This is from Georgetown. You can see there's a pier that's right here. This one as well, where it's kind of paused there, but you'll just see what the lights look like here and kind of hazy because of the system that's going through that area. So we'll continue to be watching other effects from this as it continues to make its path northward here in the WRAL Live Center.
Raleigh police have made an arrest in connection with a shooting that happened downtown last month. Cary police assisted in the arrest of 25-year-old Daniel Anderson yesterday at Cary's Crossroads Plaza. Anderson is charged in a shooting that happened early on the morning of August 25th on Fayetteville Street near Davie Street. A man was shot but is expected to live. Anderson is charged with assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill.
Ahead this morning on Today, a look at schools banning cell phones at an increasing rate. Vicki Wynn goes inside one school as it navigates the ban, talking with students, teachers, and administrators about how it's working. The important information families with kids of all ages in school need to know. That's coming up on Today. You can watch it right here on WRAL starting at 7.
6:18 right now. Umbrellas at the bus stop. That'll be the call. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. This starts a week of some heavy attention on what's coming our way.
It does. Rain today and tomorrow. Definitely Friday with that impending tropical system. We're going to talk more about that in just about a minute or so. But we're really starting to see this blowing up across our area. Some pretty heavy rain there in the northern part of Orange County, stretching down through Durham and Wake County. And just watch the loop here. Watch how this really is expanding across parts of Wake County. We're now seeing some lightning and thunder. It's moving out of Apex and Holly Springs over toward Garner, Morrisville, Raleigh. That's going to be heading up toward Wake Forest, as well as Wendell and Lewisburg. So it's going to be pretty messy out here, and it's not done yet. You can see another band coming through Pittsboro, becoming fairly heavy. So on and off, heavy rain and scattered thunderstorms with us this morning. A lot of it's going to be from the Triangle area northward, but we have seen some showers down in the Sandhills around Fayetteville and Southern Pines this morning. We take it on through the afternoon, and you can see we just continue this threat. We do have a cold front that's going to be moving and installing, and that's going to continue to bring us some rain. We'll start with tomorrow morning, too, there at 8 a.m., the potential for some scattered rain. We may see a little bit of sunshine during the afternoon. We're still looking at the potential, about a 50% chance for tomorrow. Let's jump in and talk about our tropical update. Helene is likely to develop here in the Gulf of Mexico within 24 hours, likely to be a major hurricane as it makes landfall in Florida. We'll see heavy rain and isolated tornadoes, some windy conditions as well with it. Here it is. We just saw Chris talking about what some of the impacts are in the Cayman Islands. It's going to move past Cuba. Right now it's moving northwest at 8 miles per hour, 35 mile per hour winds, likely to become a tropical depression later on today, and then a tropical storm, and eventually Cat 1 by Wednesday night, and then by Thursday afternoon, Cat 3 with winds at 115, likely to make landfall as a Cat 3. The track now is slightly farther west. This is going to be a much bigger impact for western North Carolina than it will be for us here, but our impacts look a little greater than they did yesterday. Here's a look at that storm making landfall during the evening on Thursday and spreading all this rain northward. It's actually going to merge with this low pressure system and bring a good bit of rain to parts of the southeast. We do have the greatest flood risk down to the south, and right now it's showing a moderate flood risk for the mountains of North Carolina. But having been here as long as I have and knowing what happens in the mountains, if we get 7 inches of rain in the mountains, that is going to be some major flooding. We're looking at 2 to 3 inches of rain across a good portion of our viewing area. And that, of course, could cause a lot of problems for any events that are happening this weekend. One of those Benson Mule Days, definitely looking at very rainy conditions on Friday. But by maybe Sunday, things look a little bit better. Bluegrass Festival also Friday and Saturday could be heavily impacted by some of the rain that we're seeing across the area. It is likely to be pretty heavy at times for us on Friday, and then beginning to ease up a little bit as we get into Sunday.
I'm over here, Elizabeth.
There you are. Hi, Ken.
Good to see you. Listen, let's get right to what's happening out there. Because of the rain that Elizabeth just mentioned, we have the opportunity to combine our live traffic sensors with the dual Doppler 5000. We also have the WRAL storm tracker out on the roads breeze this morning. Kelsey Coffey giving us a live look at what's going on right there in West Raleigh. You can see the windshield wipers going this morning. I would really encourage you this morning to give yourself some extra time. Leave the house a little earlier than usual, just to be on the safe side. And of course, Kelsey will be giving you a look at the road conditions, a closer look at the road conditions throughout the morning. So stay with us here on WRAL.
Dozens of car break-ins have been reported around NC State's campus within the past few days. The warning sent to students and staff to stay alert.
Plus, businesses in Rollsville are getting frustrated with construction delays in that area. What's causing the delays and how much longer they're expected to last?
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Well, if you're a super fan of Friends, here's your chance to put your knowledge about the show to good use.
Ken Smith here now with What's Trending. Ken.
Yeah, count me in. A game show called Fast Friends coming to Max. Contestants will compete in trivia and show-themed challenges at the Friends Experience exhibit in New York. The 4-episode series is part of Max's celebration of the show's 30th anniversary.
What's also cool about this game show is that it will recreate the show's iconic sets. So the players will be answering these challenges in, Rachel in Central Perk and Rachel and Monica's apartment, that kind of thing. So should be an interesting theme for sure.
That should be fun. Hey,
I feel like I can hold my own on that.
Yeah. I'll go up against you, Jeff.
All right, for music lovers, Weird Al Yankovic is going on tour again, and he's coming to Raleigh. Yankovic announces Bigger and Weirder Tour Monday. The tour starts next June and includes a stop at the Red Hat Amphitheater on July 24th.
You don't want to go up against me on Weird Al parodies, do you? Let the parodies begin.
Right.
He's starting it in Vegas, so the Bigger, Better, Weirder tour. He's going to get a big stage for the start, and it's coming through our area.
Looking forward to it.
And that's him now. He hasn't aged. He's still Weird Al. Ken, thanks.
Pretty funny. 46th Annual International Folk Festival returns this weekend in downtown Fayetteville. It starts Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, with the Parade of Nations. The free festival celebrates diversity and features arts, crafts, music, and food from around the world. We've been there, Renee. It's a good time. Today, elections leaders will start mailing out nearly 200,000 absentee ballots. What they're saying about the process as voting in North Carolina gets started.
And we have rain across our area this morning. Moving into Wake County, there's more of that back to the west. We'll talk about the commute and how all this rain will impact you heading out the door.
And the WRAL Storm Tracker is on the road this morning, giving us a look at the wet morning commute. This is what it looks like right now in West Raleigh. Stay with us. We'll be right back.